Welcome everybody. I am sitting down today with Greg Kovach at WVLP, our Valparaiso's local radio station. I'm super excited. This is a station that I have a show at, and they have been around for a long time, have a fascinating history, and kind of undergoing some changes right now. So it feels like a really good time to kind of get the story out there of what WVLP is and where it's headed and how you can get involved in local radio, which is amazing.
Awesome.
So thank you so much for sitting in today.
I'm nervous, but I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, usually you're just on the radio, you're not on camera.
Right, and there's a reason why I do right now, as you can all see.
Well, you're doing great so far.
All right.
So, Greg, why don't you give us a little bit of background about, who you are and how you stumbled upon WVLP in the first place? We'll go all the way back to the beginning.
All the way back to the beginning. Okay. Back to the beginning happens when, out of the blue, my current wife at the time, not my wife, was a community relations manager over at Barnes & Noble.
Okay.
A couple people who were instrumental in the inception of WVLP, Peter Martin and Arvid Sponberg, he was a professor at VU, were trying to grow the brand of WVLP, and they visited her there. But she said, how about if I, she's speaking about me, could get involved in some way as a DJ. I had all this music, blah, 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 blah. So this was probably 2005, and I took the invite kind of semi-seriously because at the time I thought, I'm not a DJ, I have no communication experience. I have music, but I haven't done this before. So I went and met with Peter Martin and went through all the steps, became a DJ. And since 2006, I've been doing not only the DJing thing, but the managerial thing.
So WVLP, just in general, it's not it's not part of a bigger subsidiary. We don't have any sort of sister company, and that's kind of unique for radio, especially local radio, right? So what is the story of how we got our FM designation?
Paul, in 2000, during Bill Clinton's lame duck, the Low Powers Act, and Rick Watson drew Paul's attention to an ad that he saw in a newspaper. It was a small ad, and you could apply for this if you had a nonprofit who would be the license holder as your more or less parent or your owner of the license.
Yeah.
That became Neighbors Corporation, and we're sitting in the facilities right now.
And there were only, 100 or so of these licenses available, is that right?
There were 1,000.
1,000.
There were 1,000. Most of those went to churches, and the balance went largely to schools, public schools. Of those, and I actually looked into this in preparation for something like this that might happen, most of those license holders at that time are gone.
Really?
It's very hard to keep this going, and if you don't use the frequency that you've been given by the FCC, you're basically done. Or you got to let them know that you're no longer using that frequency. So of, say, the beginning license holders, I would say less than 20% are still going.
Wow.
And of those, they don't host live, most of them don't host live broadcast. So we function under the auspices of Neighbors. They're our license holders, and they're a nonprofit, and we get our nonprofit distinction via them.
Got it.
So this now almost 25 years.
Wow.
25 years, and some headwinds along the way.
And we're just getting started. There's 100 more years to go.
That's really, as Paul departs, because he's retiring, as Paul departs, that is what we, this past year, really got off the ground, is that we're more stable now than ever. So we got a stable automation system, and we now have the antenna situated on top of this roof.
This roof that we're actually in right now. Yep. That was a big deal, and that was recent, right?
That was huge, and it involves a lot of the gentlemen that Paul's worked with on home builds throughout the years.
So WVLP has definitely gone through some major bumps in the road, but it also come such a long way. We're one of the only ones left, left of those original 1,000. If you could just pinpoint one thing that makes the station so special and why we're able to weather these storms and get through things and grow in a way that most local radio stations don't? What would you call it? What would that one special thing be?
Probably at its core is the community aspect of it. Valparaiso is a nice community.
Yeah.
And part of the mandate that I understood from the beginning in working with Paul was that we were going to be a community radio station. We were going to be intelligent, respectful, but we are going to cater to our community. And that's probably the most important thing about WVLP, and I think that's probably what's going to help it stay alive past myself and obviously Paul. And that's what we hope for, is that we create enough of a bedrock here and kind of a paradigm that it survives well beyond my involvement.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to be a part of it. It's awesome to have my own show, to take over Conversations, which was one of the original shows with Paul and Larry Boss, and to take their spot on that was a real honor. And I love doing it, and it's so much fun to see what everybody else is doing. And our big hope is to get a younger listenership and a more active and engaged listenership.
You know, that's the thing that I have to figure out. How do we bring in interest, quality programming, and revenue? Those three things.
I'll help you out with some of that right now.
Yeah.
Follow WVLP on social media, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, WVLP 103.1. If you have a business or a caring heart with an open pocketbook, consider underwriting one of the shows. We love to support our local businesses with that reciprocity.
Yes.
If you have an idea and you love to talk to people or talk about whatever the heck you're interested in, come and talk to us and get on the air. We have space available, and we would love to hear your idea. And if you know about grant writing, come talk to us. If you want to do a hog fundraiser, come talk to us. And share this video out with everybody that you know, because local radio is what keeps the community together. And we all know these days now more than ever, community and knowing our neighbors, and more than just communication, just connection with one another, is going to be the glue that keeps our society intact. So.
It is. It's very important. You know, we all have to be respectful of each other and engage with each other. There's no other choice. That is one of the things I think that served Paul and myself really well, is that we understood that we had to be out there. We had to be respectful. We always have been. And both of us, Paul especially more than myself, are vibrant parts of the community.
Yes.
And we are part of this, and we want to use this platform, WVLP, to raise us all up.
Absolutely.
And it's really easy. Phone number is 219-476-9000. I always return calls. The email's info@wvlp.org. I always return email. And just engage with me. Let's see, you know, how we can keep this cause going, and maybe augment Hannah with some more people. She's done a really good job. And I'll tell you what, I want to say this, I don't know if this will be edited out. What you bring is a level of attention to the station because of the people you bring on. And that's one of the things that we like about having certain people here. I don't know if you have anything more. I know during post edits they can actually make me look better.
Oh yeah,
you're not supposed to include that.
No, everything is great. This has been so good. Yeah, well, plug your show, because I'm sure there's some Rush fans out there.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I played Rush recently, the song "The Trees."
Nice.
I do a show on Thursdays from 4 to 7. It replays 9 to noon on Sundays. It's called The Portal. It's been on for a long time, over 1,300 shows now, and it goes out all over the world. And I'm also, meanwhile, at NPR. So I'm over there with
nice job.
Lakeshore Public Media, doing a shorter show there, but it's all the prog rock stuff. So everybody can now see that I'm a pretentious snob.
Listen, prog rock is cool. Okay, I said it here. It's validated.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking time.
Knuckle bump.
Knuckle bump.
There we go.
Boom. Awesome. WVLP. Tune in. Cut.
All right. Now let's do it for real.
Okay, yeah. All right. That was all just. I forgot to hit record.